So this is a short video about understanding the meaning of a fraction. So fractions, we know, are made up of two numbers, one on top of a line and one underneath a line. So there's an example of a fraction. We might already know the names of the two parts of the fraction. So the top number gets the name the numerator, and the bottom number gets the name denominator. The way I remember the difference between the two is denominator starts with D. It's the same letter that the word down begins with. So it reminds me that the denominator is on the down side of the fraction. So fraction's got two numbers in it, a top number, a bottom number. Top number is called the numerator. Bottom number is called the denominator. But the purpose of this video is not just to say what are they called, but what is the meaning of those two numbers. So let's go back to the fraction 1/2 again. So if we think of a pizza or a pie, anything, let's think of a circle for a moment. If you look at that fraction, if I said to you, can you cut that in half? This is what you'd do. You'd cut the thing in half like that. If I asked you now, how many parts are there that the pizza has been cut into? Your answer would be 2. There are 2 parts that the pizza has been cut into. The first part is here. The second part is there. So the number 2 that we're talking about is right there. The bottom number, we already know it's called the denominator, but now the meaning of it, the bottom number tells us the number of equal parts, and notice that those 2 parts are equal to each other. They're the same size. They look identical to each other. The number of equal parts in, now here comes the important part, in one whole. So the circle that we had, we cut into 2 parts. That was a whole circle, a whole pizza. The whole thing has been cut into 2 parts. So the bottom number 2 tells me that the pizza has got 2 parts, that the whole thing has been broken into. Now, the top number is 1 in this case. The top number, if I gave you this slice of the pizza, then I would have given you 1/2 of the pizza. I would have given you 1 piece out of the 2 that it takes to make one whole. So the top number 1 is talking about your 1 piece here. The top number 1 talks about the number of parts that we have, or the number of parts we're talking about, or the number of parts that somebody ate, or whatever the case might be. So the bottom number talks about how many equal parts in one whole. And the top tells me how many of those parts do we have. So we're looking here with this yellow side of the pizza. This yellow half circle is 1/2 of the pizza. Now, let's take that same pizza and imagine now that we don't have just 2 people that are going to eat it, but 4 people that are going to eat it. All 4 of us want to have equal amounts because we're all equally hungry and we want to be fair. So we're going to cut this pizza, this whole, one whole pizza, into 4 parts. And I get this slice. So I could ask, what fraction of the pizza am I getting? So we remember again that a fraction has got 2 numbers in it. It's got a number on the top. We know it's called the numerator. A number on the bottom. We know it's called the denominator. But now we're thinking about what are the meaning of those 2 numbers. So the bottom number, again, it's called the denominator, but what does it mean? It means the number of parts that it takes to make one whole. So I'm using the red line to circle the pizza. How many pieces does it take to make that one whole? Well, I've cut it into 4. So one whole pizza is got 4 slices in it. So the bottom number here is 4. 4 pieces to make one whole. Because remember, the bottom number is number of, and this idea again, equal, because look at that. All 4 pieces are, well, kind of. My intention was to make them exactly equal. Number of equal parts in one whole. So I've got the bottom number figured out. The whole thing is broken into 4 parts. That's why there's a 4 on the bottom. What number goes on top? Well, we saw a moment ago that the number on top talks about the number of parts we have. So if I'm going to be eating the slice that's got the yellow shading in it, I am eating 1 slice out of the 4. So how many slices do I have? How many parts do I have? I've got 1. So there we go. I've got 1/4 of the pizza is coming to me. Bottom number 4, because it takes 4 parts to make the whole thing, and 1 on the top because that is the number of parts that I get, that I have, that I get, that I'm going to eat. There. Now, let's take that same pizza. There's still 4 of us. We're going to draw the same pizza. 4 of us, each of us want to have equal pieces. We want to be fair, so that's maybe a bit better, more equal. What's going to be the bottom number of this fraction again? Well, remember, the bottom number of a fraction always tells me how many parts are required to make a whole, or how many parts is the whole broken into. Well, this whole is broken into 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, same as before. So the bottom number is going to be a 4. The whole thing is broken into 4 parts. Now, remember how many of those slices I ate. I was given, let's imagine I was given slice number 2. Okay, somebody else got slice 1, somebody else got slice 4, somebody else got slice 3, but I was given slice 1. Now, on the previous slide, I asked the question, how much of the pizza, or in other words, what fraction of the whole pizza did I get? And the answer was I got 1/4 of the pizza. Bottom number 4, because there's 4 parts to make the whole pizza. Top number 1, because I only got 1 out of those 4. Let me change the question now. The question is now, how much of the pizza did I not get? Well, I did get 1 slice, but somebody else got slice number 1 with the number 1 on it. Somebody else got, I was going to use blue, but blue on a pizza doesn't, anyways. Blue pizza, it's been sitting around for too long. Somebody else got slice number 1. Somebody else got slice number 4. Somebody else got slice number 3. Those are slices I did not get. So if somebody asks the question, how much of the pizza did I not get? I know the bottom number is going to be 4 because 4 tells me how many parts in the whole pizza. There's still 4 parts in the whole pizza. The top number is going to tell me how many am I talking about right now. So I'm talking about how many I did not get. I did not get 3. So 3/4 of the pizza is what I did not get. I did not get 3/4 of the pizza.